no matter what they ask you to do, you at least have a background in what.
Hey guys, we're going to get started in about 5 minutes, so start finding your way to a seat.
So I know like each step. Oh, I'm missing a step. So it's the whole thing. You don't get deep understanding of it, but it's someone asks you to do something. Here's the 5 step things that I got to do. Like that one little hole in education ruined everything down there. It was a simple step. You miss one little tiny single step, and you feel like an amateur. So it's like there's most likely something along in the first 10 steps. It's that you just don't have to do. And so you miss that one step, and then when you're getting your final project, you're just like something is off. There's just that little tiny thing that nobody thinks is like, oh, that's so obvious. Why would you ever tell you that? Because no one's ever done it. That's how I felt. I knew JavaScript, CSS, I knew all kinds of stuff. I spent time in all those things. You jump in, you're like, I can build these really intricate apps that all the super stuff. I couldn't tell that's going to happen because I couldn't get things to center on the screen. Longer than I center things on the screen. I didn't know things back yet. I think it was over 10,000 lines of this back yet. And I can't even put that on my resume. It's so visually awful from my lack of flex box, lack of color. So it takes everything and it just builds a little tiny gap. And those are the most because I think it happened. So that it goes from a 2 years ago. Because it goes off with, you have to already turn the taxes. But in 2 months, you'd be next. You just need to look up to what you qualify for and what you qualify for. Like maybe if you do January, you qualify for quite a lot, or maybe you qualify for that. But you wouldn't know. I was so much more confident. Because if they ask me, I've been on the project, here's a project I did. Even though I don't feel comfortable like jumping in without like 2 hours.
trying to treat you like adults. We couldn't handle it, so we have to clap still. You can make Kyle for this. Quiet. Quiet. Silent. Silent. Oh, I'm sorry. I did it wrong. I said silent coyote, so you didn't know what to do, and that's on me. All right, guys, we just want to take a moment. Our sponsor slide has been up for quite a minute, so you might have noticed these logos. I just want to take one quick second. This would not be possible without our sponsors. So we have Shasta College, our premium sponsor. You'll hear from Angela here in a minute. Adventure Challenge, who you heard from on Friday night. We have the SBDC, which offers free advising to small businesses. Seek-led DDB, they are doing our live show tonight, as well as many of our other sponsors and programmers. I have to mention Exceeding IT, because they came in clutch. All day Friday, they were here making sure the internet was working. Them and Spectrum had someone on site all day. We almost didn't have internet! How much were you guys on internet this weekend? That would have been very, very bad. And then, of course, the most important fuel to a startup success, Theory Coffee. All right, guys, so welcome to the final presentations. How many of you were here on Friday night? A lot of you, because you guys all bought tickets and were here all weekend. But for those of you who didn't stay all weekend, thanks for coming back and listening to these final pitches. These teams have worked really hard all weekend to bring their ideas to life. Okay, so what you heard Friday night was a quick snippet. They have slaved away. So real quick, I got some last minute information before this started. Thank you to Eric Hyatt. I told you on Friday night that Startup Weekend changed my life. It's also changed a number of people's lives, including Garrett Biggers, who we've also talked about this weekend. But I heard that it changed someone else's life. So I want to invite up to the stage real quick, Gabe, also Biggers.
Hello.
All right, so Gabe and his team, as I understand it, and I'm going to let him explain more, they pitched, what was it, 3 years ago?
So yeah, 3 years ago we pitched One By. That was what we pitched.
One By is what you pitched. And what's the name now?
So now it's called Attention Live, ATTN.live.
And what did you recently do?
So what we recently did was we oversubscribed our initial investment round of $1 million. I interned for about 2-3 years for free while I was in high school, living with my family, and then just doing that for mom.
Yeah.
Been doing awesome. Changed my life totally. So I've done 5 Google startups in total. It's just, I suppose, my first year about 5 years ago, and I've done one ever since. And the big one, it was 3 years ago with Intention Live. So yeah. Stuck to that.
So you heard it here first. We had someone who pitched 3 years ago. They have now funded their startup, raised their initial investment. They have oversubscribed that, so they have raised over $1 million for that investment. And this is what comes out of this weekend: real life change, real progress, real investment, real big. Well, not real investment. That's for the venture conference. Come back for that. Thank you, Gabe. That was really exciting news to hear. All right. So, real quick, how many of you guys have heard the name Startup? We started Reading over the games. Come on, guys. It's on your shirt. You guys all have the shirt. It's right here. Innovate here. Startup Reading. So I wanted to tell you guys real quick, before we get to the exciting part, I wanted to tell you guys a little bit about what Startup Reading is. So Startup Reading was you know what, Todd? Todd's been here longer than me. So Startup Reading is a program of the Shasta EDC. How many of you guys know what the Shasta EDC is? Can you tell me what the EDC stands for?
Step on my box.
Corporation. Economic Development Corporation of Shasta County. So Startup Reading program of the Shasta EDC. So I brought up Todd, our fearless leader. President of the Shasta EDC, who you can give a big thanks for all the recent airline service. He's going to tell you real quick. Oh, sorry. Yeah, that deserves an applause.
Airline service, yes. All right, so Startup Reading, you guys should look up the Startup Reading podcast. There's a podcast, we did one epic season about 4 years ago. Listen to that. Episode 1 and 2 is the origin story, which many of those founders, including Joshua Johnson right here, was one of the OG founders. Startup Reading was kind of this loose thing that was incubated within the Shasta EDC and then became its own brand of the EDC. So Startup Reading, the Shasta EDC, it's kind of a synonymous thing. Startup Reading is the EDC. It is under the EDC, and that's what Megan runs. That's her primary job, in addition to marketing and everything else, and washing coffee cups and all kinds of stuff. So I'm the president of the EDC. We have our board chair, Michelle Goder, sitting right there. She is one of the #1 community advocates in Shasta County. She serves on a lot of boards, and she's a tremendous leader, and we're super grateful to have her as our board chair. So the Shasta EDC, very quickly, because I know you guys probably want to get on and pitch your ideas, which I did 3 years ago in one. Even though I've been very quiet this weekend, I've been through this before. So it's a lot of fun and a lot of pressure right now. You guys are all nervous sitting in your seats. So the Shasta EDC, really quickly, we do a lot of things. We collaborate with a lot of the folks that were on the screen, including the Chamber, even downtown, which we'll talk more about. But we basically do 4 things, and there's a lot of stuff underneath all of those. But the first one, business recruitment to town. So people like Knopf Insulation, Southern Aluminum Finishing, manufacturers, industrial companies. We do business retention and expansion, so keeping those same companies here, like Captive Air, who's about to purchase a property east of the airport and build a brand new 250,000 square foot facility that's going to employ like 200 people, which is amazing. The third thing is airline service, which is also very tangible. So a year ago today, we had 1 flight daily to SFO. Today we have 6 flights, 3 to SFO, 1 to LAX every single day. We got the new service with Alaska Airlines to Seattle. And we have a Velo to Burbank right now, and I'm expecting more flights with the Velo within the next 12 months. Don't tell anyone. You'll find out. And I literally, 2 days ago, I was sitting in the Sears Tower with United Airlines trying to get Denver service. It's not here yet, but it's coming. I was there, so we had a great meeting. Direct flights to Denver? How cool would that be? We don't have to go west to go east. Garrett would love that, going to Omaha. And the last thing we do, last but certainly not least, is startup success. And Startup Reading is the brand that houses a lot of the startup stuff we do. So events like Startup Games, events like Reading Venture Conference. We do startup sessions once a month. You can meet with Megan if you want to continue on, and she'll talk more about that tonight as well. I'm getting long-winded, but we want to help startups succeed. We want to create more Garrett Biggers and Eric Hyatts and Ben Days and Trish Funks and Angela Cordells, people that are entrepreneurs to the core. We want to create more of them and see more success in Shasta County. So that's what we're all about. It's a great organization. It's been around since the 50s. And we're super excited that you are all here.
Yeah, thank you guys. Can we get a standing ovation for Todd? Alright, you guys don't know it. A lot of you probably don't know Todd, but he does so much for our county and our city, and we have a lot of things to give to this man. So if you think about it, once you've had a lot of drinks, you can walk up to him and thank you. You'll remember it just at the right moment. Yeah, so as he said, I just want to say real quick, because it's very important to a lot of you guys in this room. I've had a lot of people walk up to me this weekend and say, what do you do? And I just tell them I'm the boss. I'm the boss of this weekend. But what I actually do is I am the director of startup success. I said it some Friday, but we were all very excited, so I'm going to say it again. It is my job to make our startups successful. So if you have an idea, whether it's an idea that was formed over this weekend or not, I would love to get an email from you. We seriously walk along the journey with you. We want to be there for you. We want to give you the support. Ben has talked about it some, there just hasn't always been that support, and there is. There is now, and I want to make that so abundantly clear that we are here for you, and it's an honor to partner with the Venture Challenge that has been so successful here, and to begin to sow back into our entrepreneurs and make sure that you always have access to exactly what you need, no matter what your idea is and no matter what stage you're in. So please come and talk to me. I will bang down all of the doors that you're too afraid to bang down. That's what I tell people. Okay, so real quick, this space. Who has enjoyed being in this space over the weekend? So the people who run this space are something called Viva Downtown. They are funded by the McConnell Foundation. Multiple people. A lot of people. I'm sorry. You go to their website. They have a lot of logos. I misspoke. McConnell Foundation owns the building. My facts. Got to get them straight. So I wanted to say a quick thanks to Viva Downtown. They have been absolutely amazing. Not only tonight, but again in the city of Reading. They are really one of the forerunners of our downtown environment. We are the first event since 1888 up in this top ballroom since the Oddfellows, which is pretty freaking cool. They have had staff members here all weekend helping. We had a guy who was off of his job today, and he came and mopped up our coffee. They've been absolutely amazing, so please can we hear it for Viva Downtown? Okay, next up. Our sponsors who are always tried and true. They truly believe in what's happening in Reading. I'm going to invite Angela Cordell of Shasta College to speak briefly.
It's true. I do. I was trying to think about a way to describe why and how Shasta College supports it. Really, my job is to ensure that I utilize the funding that we get from the state to support Megan so she can support all of you and ensure that we foster this entrepreneurial community, not only here in Shasta County, but also in Trinity County and Tehama County. So it is an honor to sponsor this event every year and to be asked to come and judge. So thank you for all you do, and thank you all for taking the time to be here this weekend. We appreciate it.
Thank you. I think we need to stand for Angela, and then she's going to talk some more. But stand real quick.
Thank you.
If you ever cross paths with Angela Cordell, one of the smartest people in Reading, and you should ask her out for coffee. She's very busy. So she'll love 100 people asking her for coffee.
That's okay, I can always make time for coffee, especially if you come to my office. We have a Starbucks on campus.
Yeah, she'll just invite
not theory, we don't. No, I know, but we can make coffee.
One of the smartest people around.
Jesus, I'm just gonna get off the stage.
No, you can't. We gotta announce something.
Yeah, talk to them. Get a theory on campus. Come on, make it happen.
All right, guys. So we've been talking in the background of Shasta College to get something really cool happening. All right. So here's what it's gonna be. All of you, who's been working really hard this weekend? Who's been super inspired this weekend? Who wants to start a business even if it's not the one you worked on all weekend? I think I see at least 30 hands. All right. Okay, so again, we're here for you. Both Startup Reading and Shasta College, and that's why we're bringing you together. Startup University.
Yes. So Shasta College is proud to partner with Startup Reading and many of the folks you've met here this weekend to launch something called Startup University. Like all entrepreneurial endeavors, it's somewhat in its infancy, but We're excited to be sharing with you in the weeks to come opportunities to come together and work on real business ideas that you want to launch. You can bring your original team together, you can come with a new team, you can bring this idea that you've worked on this weekend and you can flush it out a little bit and to make it a reality or come with new ideas. So.
Or yourself. It can just be you.
Or it could just be you.
You can just be you.
Yes. So thank you. We're looking forward to working with all of you on launching Startup University.
Yes. Yeah, while we're on that note, I also want to recognize Trisha Funk. Director of the Women's Business Center. The reason I'm recognizing her is that she has also been pivotal in starting up Startup University. We are very much a startup. So for those of you that are attending this weekend, we're going to have emails going out after the weekend on how you can get involved. The reason that we've started this is because I was in your shoes. In 2019, I walked away. And I was able to start my startup and move forward, but I had a benefit that not everyone has, in that I had Todd Jones' number, I had Eric Hyatt's number, I had Gary Vigor's number, I had Luke Miner's number, I had some really smart people's numbers. And I just thought, what about the people who don't have their numbers? How can we get them connected? And so what we're going to do is we're going to bring everyone together, whether it's an idea you built over the weekend or a different idea you have, and we're going to actually build it together as a community. Because if there's anything that Reading does well, it's community. All right? So, this time, because you guys weren't too good at reading your email this weekend, this is an email you're going to want to read. All right? Okay. Okay, so let's actually get to the party. I don't know. I feel like we need to do something. Can we yell or get some excitement? All right, so I want to introduce you to our extremely smart, extremely talented, extremely influential judges panel. First up, we have Ben Day of the Adventure Challenge. I tell you his story, but you already know it unless you skip Friday night. He's one of the co-founders of the Adventure Challenge. I misspoke on Friday, so I'll say it right now. One of the fastest growing company in Shasta County. Not the college, the county. Much bigger than the college. Next up, we have Garrett Biggers. Garrett, if you can stand up. I just realized I teach our pitchers not to say things that aren't on the slide, and I'm going out of order from the slide. That's very confusing. I'm looking at them, though, so my apologies. I'll take my own advice next time. Garrett is the co-founder of Limelight Health, now Phineas, because they got acquired. For a boatload of cash. Garrett has been here since literally day one. Garrett was our first pitch at Pitch Breakfast, which is now our startup sessions. We hear our pitches at startup sessions. He was he pitched at the first Pitch Breakfast. He iterated, he worked his little butt off. He found some amazing co-founders, and they founded this, which exited this past year for over 70 million, 73? 75, oh, I'm sorry, I misspoke. 2 million more, 75 million. So he's now still involved in the startup community, and we're very grateful for him.
You're awesome.
You are too. He said I was awesome, for those of you who didn't hear. Okay, we're going to go back to the place. Trisha Funk. Trisha Funk, gosh, what does Trisha Funk not do? What does she not do? She does so much, and I'm probably going to miss half of it, because she does so much for our community, so much for the kids in our community as well. She is most widely known as the director of the Women's Business Center, at least in my circles, which is at Jedi. Now, you've heard us talk about the Small Business Development Center because they did sponsor this event, but I also want to talk about the Women's Business Development Center. They are exactly like the SBDC. You get free one-on-one advising. They have a bunch of advisors with very different backgrounds than the SBDC, so you can actually pull from both resources. We work really well together, all of us. And so they have a lot of great people. You can get that free advising, again, paid for by your tax dollars. She also does Pennies on Purpose, which teaches kids how to manage their finances. I'm butchering this, I'm so sorry. They teach kids really the fundamentals of finance and money and business and Lemonade Day, teaching businesses. And entrepreneurship. Lemonade Day, they host that every year, and it's similar to Startup Weekend. So they do their businesses in a day, right? Over a time. The community event is just a day. All right. So she does so much. Again, Trisha Funk, pillar of our community. Gosh, I know you do more. The Women's Fund. I should have had a script. There's too much to remember. Startup University. Thank you so much, Trisha. Next up, we have Eric Hyatt. Eric also does way too much to list here. One thing to know. He is the executive director of the Shasta Angels. So if you are not familiar with the Shasta Angels, they are a local angel investment group. So they are the ones that are taking the risk with their money so that they can make more money. I always say they like to follow their passions and invest in stuff they're passionate about, and then Todd says, no, they like to invest in stuff that's going to make back their investment. So both. They care about you, and gosh, they're amazing. Amazing group. And Eric's one of the smartest people in Reading. They all are. They all are. So judging criteria real quick, and then we're going to get to our pitches. So first, we have validation. So this is all about, did you talk to your customers? You guys know about it. All of you have been here all weekend. You know, you were supposed to be sending out the surveys, you were supposed to be talking to people. Did you do it? And did you listen to them, more importantly? Next up, we have execution and design. So judges are going to be looking at, does the pitch look good? Did they do a good job? If there's an MVP, how far were they able to get into the MVP process, and what is the quality of that work? And then their business model, the most important thing. How are they going to make money? Because again, you're not going to get investors if you can't make money. That's just, you shouldn't be doing it if you can't make money, unless you're a nonprofit, and then you're very much needed in every community. I say that because we're a nonprofit. No? Yeah, you still have to make money. You do still have to make money. That's very true. Nonprofits don't run on caring. Yeah. We wish we did, though. We wish we did. All right, so here's how the pitching process is going to work. We have teams. Teams are going to have 5 minutes to pitch each. All right, we have our first team already on deck, and then they're going to have 3 minutes of Q&A. Now, Eric wanted me to tell you, and Eric's the boss, and he knows the most about pitching and how to win things. Because again, executive director of Shasta Angels. The faster you answer the questions, I'm looking at you because you're here, but all of you, this is important to all of you. The faster you answer the questions, the more questions you get asked. The more questions you get asked, the more likely you are to win. All right? You can thank Eric. Gosh, Aaron. There's a lot of Aarons in this room, so I keep saying Aaron. You can thank Eric afterwards when you win for that advice. So here's the order, and without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started with what you actually came for. So can we hear it for our first pitch? Pigeons!
Oh, we're going already?
No, I was just saying we had a timer. Wait, start. I need the clicker.
I gave him the microphone and not the clicker.
All right. Let's go.
Pigeon.
New treasure hunt startup that uses augmented reality, so you can win free things and get discounts. It's called Pigeons.
Siri Coffee!
Wow. Don't you wish that shopping was a little bit more fun? Something like that? I feel like over the years it's gotten a little cold. In fact, it's gotten downright boring. What we went through over the last year and a half kind of made shopping a little bit cold, and also I feel like the need for like instant gratification has lost the loyalty between brand and customers. So our solution is Pigeon. Pigeon is Pokemon Go for digital marketing. If you don't know what Pokemon Go is, it's pretty simple. It's an augmented reality environment. So like what pops up on your cell phone, for example, isn't actually in the physical world, but you can enjoy it through your screen. So what we've created is a digital scavenger hunt that allows customers and brands to go into this new immersive adventure together. So let's look at Pigeon in action. Let's say there's an event at the Civic and Sam decides to sponsor it. So Theory Coffee is sponsoring the event. They reach out to Pigeon, they're like, listen, what we want to do is we want to make something really engaging. We want to capture our audience. We want them to come back and actually buy. We want to know that our ad money, our spend money, actually went somewhere. On top of that, we want to stay engaged with them afterwards. We're like, got you. So what we do is we set up a campaign for them at the Civic. There's a concert going on, and during intermission, all of a sudden, everybody pulls out their Pigeon app, and coffee beans are all over the place. So they're hunting it down. And then they get to a coffee mug. They grab that, and next week, they could go into Theory Coffee, and maybe they get a week free of coffee, or maybe they get 50% off and we actually drive revenue. After that, we can set up campaigns with Theory to keep the engagement going so that we start to build brand loyalty and start to build brand engagement again. We actually tested this. So this weekend we had 5 mugs and we set them around town. We had people come find those 5 exclusive startup mugs, bring them into Theory Coffee, and they got 50% off. They posted it online. They talked about how fun it was, and we actually proved that we could drive revenue. On top of that, we surveyed 160 people, and 80% of the users said that they would use this app, that it would be fun and engaging. 25 businesses said that they could actually use this for sponsorships, and we already have 5 businesses here in Reading that said that they would use this as a platform for sponsorship. So how do we charge people? You want to know that? All we're going to do is add an extra 10% on top of what sponsors already charge. So let's say this event costs $15,000, we would charge them, $1,500. And what they would get is a digital platform that allows them to gauge going forward. And on top of that, we would also have a monthly subscription so that they can keep working with Theory and keep engaged with their customers. So after that, we create more campaigns and customize it per company. This chart right here is a really fancy, nerdy way to say, if you invest in us, we're going to make you money. First year, we project that we will make $2 million in revenue. By the end of the second quarter, in year 2, we believe we will break even. How we're going to do that? First, we're going to start with events. We're going to start with events here in Reading. We're going to start with the Reading Rodeo. We want to build the app by April. We want to actually allow people to find the loot bag here in Reading using a digitalized, augmented experience. Something brand new, something innovative. We want to make the new normal here in Reading innovation. We want Reading to be a hotspot for technology. What's next? Well, we're going to take this to LA, San Francisco, California, and the United States. So come have fun with Pigeon. Oh, one more thing. We set up a treasure hunt on the way up here, and we let people actually experience an MVP live, and we gave $50 away. So the number 5585. We'll cash out you later. Oh. 26. Okay. Sorry.
All right.
Got excited.
You're good. All right. Thank you so much, Pigeon. No, you're... She spoke a lot, but she is also one of our judges. I tell you, but they need to know that you're important for tonight, not in general. She's judging you as well. Also, for those of you pitching, if we can have the next team always on deck, you're going to pass the microphone off to the next team directly. This microphone belongs to the teams. This one belongs to me. So go ahead, and we're going to have upside. Just trying to get the show on the road. No, this is my bad. I'm going to give my microphone to our beautiful judges.
All right, questions for me? First question. Who has the first question?
Is anybody doing what you want to do right now? Do you have any competition? So there's a ton of augmented companies. A lot of augmented companies are doing things with real estate right now. And there are some brands that are letting you experience events, but I have not found something that has actually done a treasure hunt and connected with marketing in this way.
I missed your target demographic. Your target user, did you have an age group, income?
So I believe the target user would probably be below the age of 40, just because of their engagement level with constantly staring through a screen using Snapchat or Instagram.
It seems to be a gamified experience. How do you expect to get users and them to stay?
That is why we're starting actually with events instead of going local. At an event, we can capture an audience of people right there. In fact, at Staples Center, Nike actually did a promotion where they put a digital pair of Jordans, and during halftime they they let people go find the pair of Jordans, and the whole crowd went wild finding it. So, and everybody had to download the app to get it, and then you capture the audience, and then you allow them to use the app after that to stay engaged with, like Theory Coffee, for example.
So did you say the revenue is commission-based?
Yeah, so we will be charging 10% on top of the sponsorship fee. If it's $15,000 for a platinum fee, we would charge $1,500 so they can have a digital experience and a digital way to track ROI of the engagement of the promotions. And then there would be a monthly subscription to stay engaged. So Theory Coffee would pay us a monthly subscription based on the amount of users to stay engaged and keep pushing different campaigns after the event.
So is there work involved? Like Theory has to go and like set cups around and things.
Good question. No, our team would be doing that. So we already thought about, like, by month 3, we'd be sending a team down to San Francisco and scoping out events. We'd have to actually map them out digitally, map out the streets. So we would have campaigns in mind and the street mapping already in mind. They'd come with an idea and our team would work with them.
Did you take into account how many employees it would take to place that when you're doing all your financial?
Yes. So to get to the rodeo, we would need 4 employees and about $200,000. And that would get us to that level. And I think we would need 3 more business development people in San Francisco to start scoping out the area. So our cost by our 5th month would be about $40,000 a month.
All right, any last questions? No?
So I don't know if this is allowed to make a comment, not a question, but I feel like that there is probably an amazing partnership opportunity with, like in our region, obviously, like Healthy Shasta, for part of Pokemon Go is also the distance, like walking and that aspect of it, and so I think that there's lots of growth opportunities from that perspective.
So we also listed down other events like Turtle Bay, we listed marathons, so you can engage marathons having people walk for certain things. It really opens up a space for people to really get creative and create marketing campaigns that really fit their brand.
All right, thank you! Pokemon Go, but you get stuff for free. Like I could go find a job. Next, we're going to hear from Upside.
Hello, everyone. My name is Andrea, your friendly neighborhood communicator, and I present to you Upside Vintage. You love, we create. Oh, we love that. Yeah. That's perfect, yes. The storyline is already good. So every problem, I think, is found within a storyline, and our story starts at the problem because we want to end at a solution. There is pollution, overproduction, and what we're all about is repurposing vintage and secondhand clothing to create a sustainable world. Many people would think that clothing has no part to play in pollution, but a study actually showed that when 100 billion items are produced, only 3 in 5 of those items remain, with the rest just being discarded. In essence, most of the stuff polluting the world, we don't need. And that's when we come in. We give clothes a second chance at life. We give people a chance to partake in a story to tell. We did our own evaluation, and we found something very intriguing. That people actually are in favor of buying sustainably sourced, secondhand, upcycled, vintage clothing. People actually were more interested in contributing to something that would change the world rather than contributing to something that continually damages our world. The existing market is so promising because it's expected to double in 3 years. It's currently a $24 billion market in vintage clothing and secondhand clothing. So people are into this, and it's really exciting. Companies like Buffalo Exchange and Kilo Sales in Europe have already had successful feats, and we believe that we can step into that same market and be just as successful, even more. I'm going to continue to elaborate on our solution by introducing our products. So we have t-shirts, sweaters, jeans, hats, a lot of different things with a lot of different foundations for cool options with embroidery, graphics, by screen printing, tie-dye. So many fun things. And our business model starts with this. We import from wholesalers that actually go out and they grab vintage things, secondhand things, and then they resell to people that want to distribute it themselves. So we will partner with them, we'll buy it, and then we will begin our upcycling process, with this being our first prototype. So this is an embroidered tee. Yay! It's an embroidered tee, and it's a minimalistic design, but it has a pop of vibrancy, which is really exciting, and other things will be screen printed tie-dye. And then we will post it on our online shop, where people can engage with that through social media ads, and they get to buy and have a great time telling their story. It'll be great. Our customer journey begins with social media, through an ad on Facebook, Instagram, and that ad will provide them with a link, like I said, to our online shop, where they will purchase, tell their friends, and on social media we'll really engage to really support them in pushing our message, right? That we get to be world changers, we get to change the world one shirt at a time. We projected that we would sell 6,600 pieces in the first year, which would equate to $280,000 in revenue in the first year. It's very promising, we're very excited. I'm gonna call up the rest of my team for questions. And yeah.
All right, thank you guys. We have 3 minutes for questions.
Hey, how did you arrive at your projections for revenue? Sorry, could you say that again? How did you arrive at your projections for revenue?
Yeah, cool.
How many pieces does it sell?
So we've got a little graph that's not here anymore, which is great. So basically we are thinking of selling 250 products in the first month after our first marketing campaigns, and then we'll keep on upscaling according to the measures that we already have established, which will end up to 6,600 units for the first year.
With things like planned obsolescence, I think they apply to clothing as well. How do you deal with just worn out things, and things that were never meant to last in the first place?
We don't use them.
Okay, so I have a follow-up question then. So I actually buy used stuff. So Arc'teryx has a great program for their used stuff. How do you compete with a manufacturer who makes a super high-quality product who already has this same program?
So what we do is we only take high quality vintage material, and then our unique adding to it is we customize it, right? So we don't just leave like a blank t-shirt like the one we bought. We bought it for $3. We actually add something to it. So basically we are a fashion brand, but instead of using new materials, polluting the world more, we actually use vintage clothing and then we add our own branding onto it. So we're basically a fashion brand, but then only using recycled clothing.
So only vintage clothing. So you wouldn't, for example, receive a piece from Calvin Klein or a well-known brand and then try to redesign it. You're saying that you would only use vintage pieces?
Good question. Actually, we would say vintage and second-hand clothing. Obviously, the vintage market is always moving along with time. Vintage is, people say vintage is like 40 years old till, it's like a time range, right? That's continually moving. So at some point, we will also be working with Calvin Klein stuff, yeah.
Did you do any research on the legality of changing clothing and patterns from some of these name brands and then reselling them?
Not loads yet, to be honest, yeah. But we have to look into that. But because right now it's not a massive issue and people are already doing the same kind of things, but in a different way. We're doing it in a different way than people are already reusing vintage clothing. We think it's definitely legal.
Yeah, so the clothing industry is, it's pretty saturated. Obviously, you have a little bit of an angle of, doing vintage pieces. I was just wondering, maybe I missed it. If I did, I'm sorry. What's your plan to market it, and what makes you sure that you can get the number that's using the 200 per day, or whatever you said earlier? How do you arrive at that? How do you know you can market it?
For sure, it's really estimated. It's projecting, seeing what other small businesses have done, and projecting that into our own business model. So we target our audience 18 to 20 years old, middle to upper class. We make good creative ads, and that's really how we want to draw in all those sales.
All right, thank you guys. That's all the time we have for questions. Yeah. All right, guys. Yeah, their team has been looking fly all weekend, so I think they know a thing or two about fashion. Next up, we have Meridian.
So I experience anxiety, so can I get a better reaction? We're Meridian. Get excited. We are an interactive experience benefiting stress and trauma. So the experience we deliver combines therapies, and we can provide those therapies through this device. There we go. So what you do is you slip on the headset and you can virtually walk through a forest and you can smell the cedar wood, you can experience touch therapy and hear the soft soothing noises of the forest. Yeah. There we go. Okay, so I'm Jordan Valenzuela. I'm a business owner of 8 years in Reading, and I own Shasta Strong Wellness Spa with 14 employees located inside Wind River Resort and Casino. So, I'm also a mom, a wife, and I do massage therapy. That being said, this is a lot to handle. I experience elements of stress, anxiety, and depression myself. So my current therapy methods are taking daily medication, getting weekly counseling, I exercise, I watch my nutrition, and I get good sleep. I still have moments where I need to get control of my senses in everyday situations. So a sensory deprivation in a controlled setting would be perfect for business owners, mothers, fathers, or even just people living everyday life. So we have a holistic resolution now. Our statistics say of 71 people surveyed, they were between ages 20 to 69, and they over 53% suffered from anxiety, depression, and anxiety in the last month. So, from the study, these subjects revealed a huge need for our relaxation head device. And the second pie chart shows that although they would prefer a price range of $100 to $299, that some people would actually consider $300 to over $1,000 to get this device for their need. Imagine, you guys could feel better just by stepping away for a second with this device. No help needed. Our solution is a unique product solution. We have a 4D sensory experience. We can resolve moments of stress by having this device. Meridian is the answer. We have a device and a mobile app that we are selling. So the device is sold at $500. The mobile app is actually free for the first year, and then after that you can get a subscription. The startup cost is $30,000 for the mobile app, and then $220 for each device. We are going to sell these for $500, which actually it would be profiting at 100 or more devices. So Reading's population, about 180,000. We have 61% of our Reading population in the ages of 20 to 69. 31% of these people have already said that they are needing these devices from our statistics. Audience scale makes it about 34,000 people here that are going to purchase our product. The target audience, who knows someone that is immune compromised and has not been able to go out in everyday life because they need to be secluded indoors? And Reading residents have been affected by the fires. I'm sure we all have had to stay indoors because of the poor air quality. Friends, what about them? Have you thought about your friends in isolation for long periods of time? What would you do for them? What would you do for yourself in isolation? You are ready to experience relief. So this experience incorporates sight, sound, touch, and smell with ASMR therapy, EFT therapy, and TENS unit technology, all combined together. ASMR has been proven to have people experience less anxiety and pain. EFT demonstrates benefits that that benefit anxiety, depression, and physical pain.
All right, we are out of time for your pitch.
All right.
Good job. And now, we have time for some questions.
Please ask away.
Is this, so what's the, I mean, do you guys think through the cost for manufacturing this device for yourself for $500?
So Oculus is selling their product for $300. I know from a business point of view that usually you mark it up at least 50%. So let's say it was about $150 before partnering, because we have emailed Oculus to see if there was an option for that as well. But let's say at the most, it's $150 per unit. And then we have, what was that, $20 for essential oils and the device to produce that essential oil, as well as, and about $50 for the massage device on the head that also has EFT tapping. So the cost, like I said, is about $220 per device. That's how we calculated it.
So are you planning on taking this to people and providing the service, or you're just selling the package?
These are a product that you can use on your own. You purchase it, you can use it as many times as you want from anywhere. You can do it from your home, your business, at an event, this place. I'll use it right after.
I needed it all.
Okay, and so, but you're only planning on selling it locally?
No, this is just our first target market. We can expand this onto the internet. This is just our way of finding what we're actually capable of here in our town. We can do obviously it's a mobile app, so we have a website developed already. You can go onto our website, learn about the products, and purchase the products there, as well as get information on the app and how to contact us.
Just a recommendation, you might have an easier time selling online nationally, because you can find niches.
Sounds great.
Well, this isn't as much of a question, but really quick, I really love the product, but it should be sold to spas and done that way? Have you looked at that and analyzed that model instead?
I believe our only concern with that was the sanitation behind it, and we can make it a sanitizable product, but we wanted to make sure that it was able to be used. So yeah, a spa would be perfect for that situation. Even Bed Bath & Beyond can carry it, because I know that they have massage tools and everything there. So. Anybody want to hear about our competitors?
Yes.
Okay, so our competitors are calming apps, and we have VR systems. We provide so much more than them. We have a 4D experience, so we can actually immerse you in that, and we have therapy treatments proven to reduce stress and anxiety. We are the future of virtual content.
Boss move. Great use of your time. All right, next up we have Imagine.
Hi there, everybody. My name is Gemma, and I am the founder of Imagine. I am the mum of those 4 beautiful children, and myself and my husband have lived in Reading for 18 months, and we love America. And we love Reading. But we have found that there is something missing. In Reading, there's a ton of playgrounds, but there is nowhere for me to take my children for somewhere creative to play. There is also nowhere in Reading for me to take my children to play indoors, and possibly most importantly, there is nowhere in Reading that I can go and have a good quality cup of coffee with my friends while my children play. But we found that this is actually a problem throughout the United States, and this is something that I would like to fix. So, for a moment, could you all just imagine that you are children, and you walk into this magical village where everything is kid-sized, and you want to play at shopkeeper, so you head for the supermarket. Or you want to build a giant tower of bricks and knock it over with a wheelbarrow, so you head for the construction site. Imagine the next time you go, it's different. And there's a barber shop and a gas station that you can play at. Imagine, parents, that there's a place that's like Disneyland for your children, but there's a secret door to your favorite coffee shop with a comfortable chair, an awesome cup of coffee, a friend, and a piece of cake. Imagine that place. Also, imagine a place where your littlest ones can play to their heart's content while you sit uninterrupted with one of your older children to help them with their schoolwork, or just connect with them. You know those rare moments when you catch your children just playing, lost in their own imagination, and you just want to sit and watch them? Imagine a place where you can do just that. I've been to a place like this. And after living in America for a year, we went back home, and the one thing my children wanted to do when we got back was go back to that place. The only thing they wanted to do was go back to that place. So I don't want you to have to imagine anymore. I want to bring this to America, starting with Reading. But does Reading want it? Well, we asked 220 families, and 97% of them said if a place like this existed, they'd come. Also, 80% of them said they would come at least twice a month. So, I think I'm safe in saying I'm not the only person who wants this. However, whilst I am a mother, I am also a successful businesswoman. So I know that no matter how exciting this sounds to the parents or the children, it has to work from a profitable point of view. So, let me tell you how profitable this can be. With a startup cost of $450,000, we can create a 4,000 square foot family utopia with 6 different, modular imagination stations, and the best coffee shop in Reading. Shout out to Sam, who has already agreed to be our wholesale provider of coffee. There are 220,000 children under the age of 10 in Shasta County, and the number of homeschooled children in California has increased by 200% in the last 3 years. Given the overwhelming support that we have received from parents, conservatively, we estimate we can capture 15% of this market by year's end. 70% of which, based on our survey, would be happy to purchase a membership for $50 a month, which would generate revenue by year's end of $635,000. 400,000 of which would be profit. And here's the great news. We've already started marketing. As of right now, we have an overwhelming interest with multiple Facebook and Instagram followers. Discounted pre-sales of our first 100 memberships would allow us to hit the ground running. And it's not just Reading that needs us. Imagination will sweep the nation.
Question was going to be if it was going to be theory copy, so I'm glad you answered that.
Yeah, you said that you asked so many people, 97% said they would go there. Did you bring up the $50 subscription service plan?
We asked them what they would pay. So we asked them how much they would be willing to pay per session. And 70% said they would pay $15, and 80% said they would come 4 times a month.
Risk is always what I'm looking at. Did you look at insurance costs?
We
If you're
did.
talking about a play area for children, I think insurance immediately.
Soft play spaces, so where there's like ball pits and rolling around and throwing themselves, the insurance is a lot higher. The way that ours sits, the insurance is lower, but we have included what we believe is a realistic insurance in our expenses.
Thank you. More questions? All right.
And I did run out of time to say that we are going to franchise this around the whole country. I have to put that in. Sorry, I know that wasn't a question. I'm not sure if that's allowed, but I did it, so it's too late. Sorry.
Yeah, one more question. Will you be franchising this around the world?
Absolutely, yes.
Could you just, real quick, how much time do we have? So, my brain skips sometimes. Can you say the original concept?
So it's a children's play space with multiple stores within the play space. So the children can go in and play at being supermarkets, hairdressers, barbershops, gas stations, and the key USP to it is it switches around. So it's modular, so we can change out the stores regularly. So each time the children go is a different experience for them. And there's an awesome coffee shop for the parents to relax. That's really key.
And where did you arrive at the 450,000?
So we based it on build out, equipment, putting in the coffee shop, 6 months worth of wages, for the first 6 months of wages. My team will let me know if I've forgotten anything. That's where we are.
Great.
Time for one more question. We're good? All right. My 4-year-old called it the real life Roblox. All right, next up we have a business with a pun for a name, which I know that Reading loves. It's Pick and Ask It. It's It's Pick and Ask It. Can we cheer?
Who's ready? The biggest challenge that we face today is loving our loved ones well. Let's face it. We got a lot of inability to create time and gather connection. It leaves us with work, kids, school. It's just way too busy. With loving who... I'm sorry. I didn't think I was going to get scared. I did. Woo! Okay. All right, so loving others well used to be as easy as a picnic. So what I would like to propose to you is that you could never have a bad date again. I mean, who's watching The Bachelor nowadays? Come on, baby. It's bad. It's bad. I mean, come on. What we've made is a simple solution that's creative and allows us a conscious effort to impress our loved ones, and it's going to save you time and effort. I'd like to introduce to you Pick and Ask It. The first ever picnic basket, custom catered to your needs, delivered directly to your door. For now, I'd just like to think of it as the DoorDash of dating. We're going to do all foods. We've got local and organic, never anything gross. Anytime I've ever had takeout with my friends, if I'm being honest, it takes me out. It's uncared for, it's glutinous, there's lactose, and it's impossible for some to enjoy. So we're not just going to stop there. We're more than just food. We're delivering gifts, cute knickknacks, games, unique conversation starters, and most importantly, alcohol! This customized food-specific selection process is the experience brought straight to you. We took hours talking to farmers, creators, bakers, fishermen, hunters, and more, learning about these people and how they shape our community. For example, we'd like to showcase our partners. In the corner, this is Adrian from The Love of Pie. We've got Nate's Bread, and we've got Sam and Sheen's Honey. I'm pretty sure we've got some honey samples. If we wanted to hand those out, they probably already got them. 13 local vendors, that's who we talked to. 94% of them said they were willing to give us a discount price or meet us at wholesale for what we're willing to offer. Okay, this one's going to be a video. I'm not sure how it's supposed to play. Click it. One more time. Okay. So this is what our website looks like. You can tell we did an awesome job on this. So we've got a few packages if you're looking for more adventurous, more dating friendly, more family friendly. You pick the things out that you like, to eat, things such as gluten, such as all those. I know it's hard to see, but it's as easy as that. We're asking for a 2-week pre-order processing time, and we're going to deliver it straight to your door. How about that, folks? All right, this is what's cool. We surveyed 150 people. Okay, and more. 77.5%, that was the majority, said they would order one of these baskets for $45 or more. We got $20 in cost of goods. That's calculated, that's done. We got just a little room for payroll, other costs. We left about $10, and we left ourselves $15 for profit per basket. We're super confident in our idea, and we just want to make sure that everybody knows that since we're a new company, we're adaptable and we're going to make it happen however you'd like to join us. Our goal for 6 to 12 months, that's the first year from a half year, is to make $200,000 and to create that an all profit. And this is going to go towards making our first ever app so that we can spend it on, globalizing our app and going to future communities. Okay? So we're planning on expanding not just in Redding or the Bay Area or Seattle or Detroit. No, we're bringing customized, catered, lovely picnic baskets straight to your door, no matter where you are. This is my favorite part. We picked an idea so good, it's going to leave you asking, would I drink to that? With Pick and Ask It, the answer is always yes. Cheers. Thank you. Thank you.
I see samples on the judges table. Where are my samples? I'm kidding. Let's go for questions.
I got you. I have a whole bottle of wine for you later.
Actually, your sample's right here.
Okay, let's
So,
go. Questions.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't hear the question. Okay, I thought you were gonna
No, no question. No, sorry. We're just talking about my alcoholism. But that's not a funny joke. I'm sorry. That was bad.
It's a fresh beer, not the one I drink out of.
My love for wine. It is important to talk about your. Can we get a question in here? Like a movie? Yeah, Vinny's gonna ask a question.
Okay, did you say when you surveyed people, they were willing to pay on a 2-week pre-order basis?
Yes, they did. We had a 98% actually return on that, saying they'd be willing to wait 2 weeks for that process. Yeah. From a scalability perspective, you know, you guys are talking about expanding. What do you have already built in place, or what connections do you already have to local vendors and local markets and all of that?
So our idea is new. I came in fresh with this idea. I dreamt about it, so I have no beginnings before this weekend. This weekend, when I went to the farmer's market, I met many faces and many people who are so excited to bring the community to the houses. Adrienne, she was willing to give me possibly a place to set up and possibly a place to sell from, which I think that'd be incredibly exciting, 2,300 square feet to be exact. Outside of that, we were interviewing Shane's Honey, and they were willing to have a venue for us to take it there. So the expansion will be based on the community, and I feel like word of mouth will be passed on.
So as far as what you're getting in the product, so you get to pick what you eat and drink from the basket. What about, does the basket come with it? Is it just the ingredients that you would put in the basket? Explain that process.
Beautiful. So our idea, yes, everything. Our idea is to make a creative, unique experience that just instills precious memories for you. So we include a basket. We've already calculated the cost into the total. We will be using local farmers to actually incorporate the items such as meats, bread, just depending on what you answer. And then we also are going to incorporate games and personal questions to really let you bond with the people you know with.
I may have missed this, I'm sorry. What are your margins?
33%.
Thank you.
It was up there.
Is that, seems kind of low. How did you make that decision?
So 33%, we basically said, okay, we're going to have a $45 basket. We're assuming, well, based off what we've actually done, it's going to be anywhere from $17.50 to $20 to actually produce those goods and get it together. We're taking out an additional $50 just in case we don't know what the whole process is with taxation and everything. So we're just rounding down to saying that we're going to make $15 per basket. We hope to sell a lot more than 37 baskets a day, but this is just in the beginning being realistic for us.
Sorry, did you analyze what people are willing to pay for it? Because I really do think those margins are way too tight, and so you have to, if you did the work to figure out what the cost was, you're gonna have to raise the price significantly to get to the margins you need to make the price.
You're right, and we did. You're right, and we did ask people, and they said $45 or more, and we're not giving you crap in a basket. Like, we're giving you delicious foods. There's not chicken in a biscuit and Dr. Pepper like sitting in there ready for you to get fat. No, it's legit. And I'd like to say Trader Joe's is always going to be more expensive than Safeway.
I was going to say, can I get chicken and a biscuit and a Dr. Pepper in mine?
We might do a summer bundle, we're not sure yet.
Thank you, guys.
Alright guys, I'm Nelson, and this is our mobile app, Me Go Hunt, your field to table guide. And our mission is reconnecting to primary roots by equipping, empowering, and connecting hunters worldwide, and we want to make a hunter out of you. So like 3 years ago, I moved to Reading, and like I started hunting. I wanted to get into hunting. I was a newbie. I didn't know what to do, and through a lot of trial and error, it was so painful. Like it was, we went out hunting. I wore jeans and got wet, got soaked, got really cold. We were following horse track for days, and then after like 2 seasons, it was like, all right, finally got my kill. But the problem is, hunting is inaccessible to the new hunter, and getting started is very difficult because you don't know what you don't know. So, Me Go Hunt is a comprehensive mobile app providing in-depth and intuitive learning content, connecting you with other hunters and local resources to get you in the hunt fast. So how does it work? Our application will provide learning resources so you know everything that you need to know to get started. We'll connect you with local shops to buy gear, with other hunters in your area, and even guides to take you out and make your hunt successful. And here you can see we have a working prototype. Our team was able to get a functional proof of concept app done this weekend, and it even works on Android and iPhone. So, is there a market for this? What we found as we hit the streets and our social media platforms and got over 200 surveys completed was that there are a lot of would-be hunters out there, but they don't know how to get started. And there are also experienced hunters ready to level up their hunting game, but most importantly, they were receptive to using our app as their hunting app. So, let's look at our competition. Well, there's a lot of hunting apps out there, but there's a few good options for hunting apps. We took a look at some of the top ones, and here's what we found. OnX, they're like Google Maps on steroids. And then you have Huntwise and Fishbrain, though they have the social media aspect to it with groups and location resources as well, but they all lack something, which is the learning and the tutorials and like the how-to guide. How do I get started? And this is where Me Go Hunt comes in to take you to the next level as a one-stop shop, providing a holistic hunting experience. So how do we go to the market? It's all about user engagement. Our goals are to complete the MVP. Once we have the platform, we're going to load it up with high-quality learning videos and how-to guides. Then we're going to spend to get users on the app. Once we have our audience engaged, we're going to monetize with targeted ads, sponsored content, and connecting you with experienced hunting guides. So let's take a look at our financials. In our analysis, the market opportunity is huge. We identified a target audience of over 100 million. And even with conservative estimates, with a $2 annual revenue per user, the total market opportunity is in the hundreds of millions. So here are our 5-year projections. While it may seem aggressive, we believe it's totally attainable, reaching 8 million active users with a total annual recurring revenue of $40 million in 5 years. And this is our stellar team. Consisting of industry-leading professionals in the area of marketing, operations, software development, and this is a stacked deck. And if anyone's gonna get this done, it's this team right here. Sound interesting? Here's how you can help. We're looking for $500,000 to get us a 12-month of runway. By the end of 2022, we'll have launched our MVP, procured top-tier content, and built an initial audience through aggressive marketing initiatives. We're very excited and think this is such a great opportunity. Won't you consider joining us as we make a hunter out of you?
question?
Let me just say something real quick.
Jonathan Molieri, if Jonathan Molieri has to talk, he gets to talk.
All right, we have been a victim of technology here. And I think what happened was you put all the slides into one prezzo, and the theme totally screwed us. So if you can just ignore the blue font and the poor alignment, it looked way better in the final copy before it got all mashed together. All right, thank you. All right.
I really want. Questions? Hey, question. Let's move on to questions before I try to stand up for my team.
How carefully did you guys do the math? I've seen a lot of hunting apps, like a lot, probably a dozen. And so the numbers typically to get something like this off the ground are significantly higher. Can you tell me why you think that $500,000 is going to get you through 12 months?
Could you say that again? 500,000 will get you what?
Can you tell me how $500,000 initial investment is going to actually make you for 12 months?
Okay. Great question. I'm going to let my numbers guys over here answer this question for you.
Look, if you want to throw more money in, we'll take it. But what we're looking at, is about $150,000 in development costs. Operationally, using cloud service providers, it's probably going to be somewhere in the $50,000 range to build that user base. And, we put about $3 per user as an acquisition cost. Really, the stats show for mobile apps, it's about $1 for Android users, up to about $3 for iPhone users. So that does get us into the hundreds of thousands. Maybe we save about $250,000 for user acquisition. So a lot of money is going to go into marketing, procuring content, getting people on board through influencers, keyword searches, paid keyword searches, and so on. So, it's a fuzzy number, but we think it gets us pretty close.
And maybe you said this, but the name, why the name? What's going on with the name?
Migo Hunt is a hunting app.
Yeah, no, but Migo, I just want to know if there was a story behind it.
I'm going to let the founder handle that.
It's just bringing back that, adventure, your ancestors from back in the day, me go hunt.
Have you guys thought through, is there the goal with the company, and is there people you want to be acquired by in the market? Does Cabela's and Bass Pro, these other, do they have apps? Do they do this? Or is that someone who you could look to partner with or get acquired by?
That's definitely somebody we could partner with. And we're thinking about even partnering with other hunters, you have Steve Ranella. You have, just big-time hunters to partner with them. And it's a great question.
Yeah, just to add to that, I know we're running low on time, but absolutely. Strategic partnerships is a great way to boost user growth really quickly, and that's definitely something we'd be open to.
And to get sold to. That's another thing.
Absolutely, acquire us. Thank you.
Can we get the next team on deck? I do want to do a quick little interlude. If you're wondering why they have a working app after this weekend, it's because they have the legend, Jonathan Molieri, on their team. Let me tell you something really interesting. If you're interested in coding, if you want to be able to build an app over the weekend, Jonathan Molieri teaches developers courses right here in partnership with Startup Reading. He'll be starting a cohort in January on Ruby development. So if you're a developer, get on our email list. That'll be starting in January. I just had to make that plug. All right, next up we have Intentionship.
Hi guys, my name is Eric, and we are Intentionship.
build relationships. We want to empower you to redefine your connections with the people that you want to be closer with. We have a lot of relationships with people, right? They all want our attention. Some we want to be close to us. Some we don't want to be close to us. We want them to not talk to us and never see them again. We all know how terrible it feels to lose track of somebody that is important to us. Think of the last time you let someone down, you forgot them, or you didn't talk to them in a couple weeks. Someone close to you, someone that you would say is one of your top 10 people. How did that make you feel? How did it make them feel? And how did it make you feel after you found out how it made them feel? So we created an app to help you have a better relationships with those you are intentionally choose to. Out of 134 surveys, we found 95% of people said they can do a better job staying connected with the people closest to them. And of those 95% of people, of all the people, 60% of those surveyed said that they would pay money for that app. And it actually shows the breakdown of what they would pay. We are inundated with connections that don't serve us. When's the last time you looked at your phone and saw an icon that had tons of numbers in it, email, had all these notifications? I hate notifications. I try to turn as many off as I can because I don't like my phone buzzing in my pocket all the time. I don't know how you feel about them. My story, I actually had last year a pretty busy year, and I was working a lot and actually had 3 of my closest friends contact me and say, hey, are we still friends anymore? I haven't seen you or heard from you in a month. And I realized, oh, they're quality time people. I kind of forgot about that. Research says that you can only have about 150 quality relationships in your life. You can know about, when you get to about 1,500, you actually start forgiving people and freedom faces. So, of these 5, you can really know intimately. We call these social rings. So we just want to digitalize this and give you a tool to help organize, prioritize, and remind you of your closest people. So we made this app. What sets it apart? Well, we have reminders, better organization than anything on your phone, better than your contact app. The Edge is really our visual UI. It lets you see all of your contacts in a visual form. This is Intentionship. It will replace your current contacts app, sync and integrate with other apps for seamless use with no work. Our social rings feature will give you the freedom to place people in your desired ring, and it will give you a visual representation. You can choose what boundaries that you have, so if you want to put someone in an outer ring, it will put them in an outer ring. You can actually prioritize and customize your relationships according to how close you want them to be. You are at the center, and your 5 closest contacts are meant to be in your inner ring. The reminders feature allows you to connect with intimate relationships in specific ways concerning their personality type, hobbies, and interests. You can move contacts from one ring to another. Our target, we're looking to go to the 208 million English-speaking smartphone users in the US through social media and mass marketing techniques. Every one of these people have a contacts app, and we want to replace it with something better. We have pricing that has a freemium, a personal pro, and a business. And we see a lot of, we'll make some revenue with having extra customization for the personal pro, but we will also have a lot of revenue from businesses that look to pay for a better network visual representation, and they can actually have ad revenue within reminders that personalize the reminders to suggest different ideas for local businesses. We expect to make about 1.4 million in the second year. And of 25 surveyed, they give us their emails to follow up. potential questions if there are any.
Real quick, our slide rope, we had a video, we did do an MVP. I have it on my phone here. It was just showing like what we developed. So I'll pass it around this. I'm not sure what that's there. Question time starts.
This was the main workout. I think somebody's on slide rope.
So in your pitch, you described it primarily for personal relationships. Did you consider it all, and I think you may have mentioned it a little bit on the Business Pro plan, but utilizing this almost as a plugin for for CRM systems and for businesses to actually track and ping you if you need to reconnect with a customer?
Correct, yeah. Yep, so we envision different 3D model themes for the Business Pro, and then what comes free with that, they pay for the business model, but what they actually get to do is they get to add suggestions in a local area for people who are looking for things to do with the ones they want to connect with. So a massage place can actually suggest, hey, here is 20% off coupon if you want to have a couples massage. Things like that. So they actually get extra features with that.
And so in the business model, right, what you're thinking about is account managers or salespeople who are trying to establish connection with their clients, right? And so that's what we're actually driving is engagement. We're driving relationship. And so you have account managers in every business. Some are extra involved and engaged with their customers. Some are not. Doesn't mean they're bad people. Some are greater at grabbing the public and pulling in a large amount of clients. And some people just need the reminder. Hey, you have this customer. You have this person. Follow up. Connect. Keep that relationship going. And so that's what we're enabling. We're enabling engagement with customers.
So I have a quick question. You know, this pitch was really centered around personal, right? So I'm curious what that, in the market research that you did, like what was the specifications that people said that they were willing to pay for, rather than just an additional kind of way to the online connectors?
Yeah, they actually want.
But, do you know what I mean? So can you just clarify a little bit more about the market research?
Yeah, the main thing was we have this app that lets you visualize the people that you choose to be closest to you and easier to organize it, and then have it create custom reminders for you.
So it's inner circle.
So in our survey, we were asking people if they wanted to have better connections, if they felt like they could do better, and if they felt like an app like this with the features we had would help them, and if they would pay for such an app.
All right. Thank you. All right, can we get the clicker for the next team? And the microphone, and the clicker, and the microphone, and the clicker. Who has the clicker? Is the clicker in the house? I was just going to say that I currently have 124 unanswered text messages, and 67 missed calls and or voicemails, so I could use it. I'm sorry. Next up, we have Honey Run. Honey Run. What's happening? Oh, these are not Honey Run slides.
These are our new slides.
When I was a kid, me and my sister would fight incessantly. And eventually, my mom had had enough. She said, if you two can't learn to get along, I'm going to tether you together. I'm going to make you walk around the neighborhood until you can be nice to each other. Well, she did that, and it backfired, because we ended up having a fantastic time.
25 years later, I met this woman, and we got married. I told her this story from my childhood.
And I also thought it was hilarious, and I thought it was something that adults might like too. So that's why we created the Honey Run, where life is better when you're connected at the hip. It is also happier and healthier.
The Honey Run is a fun run obstacle course designed specifically for couples. It's punny, and it's based on things that every couple can relate to. And the best part is that our customers are making deeper connections with each other, but it just feels like they're having fun.
As our runners approach different obstacles, there's going to be a prompt there that is going to ask them to be kind of introspective with both themselves and with their partner. So all of this sounds great, but does it make money? So we found in our research that couples do want things to do together, and that they struggle to find things that are actually promoting intentional communication with each other and really like helping them go deeper in their relationship. So the Honey Run literally brings people together.
Another date night on the couch? Boring!
So here, this couple, they're looking for some keys. So honey, have you seen my keys? Are you looking for your love as long as, or as hard as you look for those keys? Or the work-life balance? How can we improve that as a couple? Here, honey, the hamper is right there. How can you pick up the slack in your relationship?
These clips are obviously just prototype tests, and the real obstacles would be larger and more appropriate for our event.
So now we have you all laughing, great, but who are we? We are not your typical fun run in terms of ultra competitive like a Spartan or hardcore. We are intentional, couples building, looking for fun. Maybe is it some therapy? It depends on what you're looking for. So with that being said, honey, we all need some validation. Survey-wise, we looked at over 121 people that agreed that it's a problem finding fun things to do. The feedback we received was also that intentional. We want intentional fun things to do together to build our relationship. We also had 112 people agree to pre-sign up for our launch event. Honey, where's the money? That's also a great question couples want to ask. So, remembering the key value here is that connection piece. Revenue stream-wise, we're looking at the Run Honey Run Club subscription fee, merchandising, and then registration fees. We're anticipating over 500 couples for our first Fun Run event, while also building that connection. With that being said, expenses, looking at our modeling, we're looking at a 40% profit margin. So another great question that couples always ask, did you get the directions? So for the next 5 years, forecasting where we are headed, launching out here in Northern California, eventually nationwide, and then we're looking at a franchising model to continue our growth. We know this works. It's a tried and true method. We are different though because it is our couples, as our original honey couple showed us here. So our target honey, sorry that got cut off there, but we're looking at this intersection. Where can we find the honey? At the middle of counseling and our outdoor entertainment market. We're looking at billions with a B. So the last one here, you can't see it up top and that's okay, but the age-old question, honey, where are we headed? We are headed towards refining, launching, and scaling because we know that life is better, happier, and healthier connected at the hip. So with that being said, go grab your honeys and let's go for a run. Thank you very much.
I just want to give them kudos that the cutoff words were our fault, not theirs.
How much is the event, and do you keep that, or you turn that back in when you're done, or?
So you would be turning this back in, however, you could purchase it if you wanted to. And then the event prices were, listed right there, so that there's 3 different links, and then the prices
go with those different lengths.
And so you surveyed people and they said they'd be willing to pay that?
That is correct.
Are you going to have couples counselors on site?
We discussed that, and we were thinking of having a couple of booths for that, or at least flyers, like discrete flyers. It's like, grab this.
I think that's a good idea.
Your slide said 112 would pre-register. Was that out of the 121 people that you surveyed? 112 of those 121?
Correct.
What was your pool of where you drew those?
That was everywhere from both like here in town, also reaching out on different social media platforms, both being Reddit, Instagram, Facebook, and then calling personal contacts as well.
Were they already part of like runners groups or anything like that? I'm just curious of
No.
this demographic.
Is the honeyrun.com, is that a live website?
It is not.
Okay. Okay.
We just had time to make a fancy flyer, so.
Hey, so how did you arrive at what was the expense? You said $200K for the Reading area, Shasta area. How did you arrive at your expenses?
So expenses, we looked at Tough Mudders, Spartan races, and color runs, and we realized that we're not quite Spartan with the electrical and the mud pits. We're not quite color run with the powder and the dye. So looking at estimates, we came to this $20,000 for expenses. That would be our average here for Reading area, and this is what we'd be looking to expand upon as well.
Would you be putting money into marketing?
Yes, absolutely. We would do a little marketing and also through hashtag social media platforms, word of mouth. We could see ourselves expanding quite quickly. Hashtag cheaper than therapy.
On the marketing point, real quick, we believe there's a lot of built-in opportunity for earned media here, both the visual aspect of couples running tethered together, obstacle courses where they're solving problems together. So we believe there's a lot of word of mouth and earned media that could come out of this.
All right, thank you. And now we have our last, our final pitch of the night. Let's give it up for Free Things.
Parents, what if I could tell you that you could escape the public school system to an educational option that was complete and supported and tailored to your needs? Teachers, what if I could provide you a virtual classroom space that you could customize according to your desires, your skills, and also you could control your time and income? Students, what if I told you you could love school again? We are Free Think, and we are the customizable and complete alternative to public school education. If you think that education in America is working great right now, you can tune out the rest of this pitch. The problem is so clear that when we started putting out surveys, our mentor said, stop, there's like 1 million studies that already do that. No. So we pivoted and then spent 10 man-hours over the course of this weekend talking one-on-one, long-form interviews with over 70 parents and families to say, what do you not like about public school and what do you need in order to transition to homeschool? Overwhelmingly, this is what we found. Parents want to have a say. Over 80% said that they didn't feel like their voice mattered. But if they were to switch into homeschool, they were afraid of failing their kids. Teachers, on the other end, we tried to survey them. They requested anonymity, so we can't even talk about what they said, frankly. They're so scared. But we know that according to national surveys, over the last year, 36% of teachers have thought about quitting. 80% say that they're burnt out. So what are we?
We are the Airbnb of education. Property owners become teachers, guests become students. We're the platform that ties them together. How do we do this? We are the customized, complete, quality solution, integrating it all into one online web platform. How many different 7th grade math teachers do you want to be able to choose between for your kids? 3, 4, how about 15 or 20? And every single teacher is licensed. And guess what? Every one of our courses is built according to exceeding state standards, even here in California. And you don't have to sign up for a whole school. You can sample, or you can just supplement if your kid needs help in just one area. You can just get a supplementary course. You pay for what you want, not for the whole experience. So how does this work? It's 11:30 at night, and you've seen a silly guy on YouTube with a t-shirt telling you how to do a math problem. Boy, you've been at that spot. Haven't we all? YouTube has provided us the solutions to learning when our traditional teachers couldn't. But why don't we use YouTube for every single educational aid? That's silly. It doesn't have the rigor and the standards of the traditional academic environment. So let's bridge it. Here's our system. Our developer team put together a live website currently right now, and we're pulling some screen caps from it right now. On the left side, you can see a teacher, Miss Frizzle, say. You can see her student rating, her parents, and all the rest. You can see her learning success based on mastery scores that we give at the end according to our course learning outcomes. And you can see the number of times our courses have been taken, and the number can get big. Because we have our integrated platform, every class is plug and play. If it's one professor isn't working for you, swap to another. Why not? This right side is a picture of a marketplace that parents and kids can search through together to find the courses that are right for them. This is a great idea, so there's direct competitors, but they're simply not offering everything we have. Primer, a tech startup, is not a complete educational experience. It's a series of books that'll arm parents to brave homeschooling better. OutSchool, great online platform. Teachers, no quality. You don't have to be credentialed, and there's no guarantee you're actually going to learn anything of value on the back end. Homeschool cooperatives, absolutely wonderful, have everything we have, but what if it's not in your area? Or what if the cooperative doesn't want to do what you want to do? We are customizable and digital and global. Free think, 5 stars. Market is huge. Guys, this is the fastest growing educational subset in America right now. Homeschooling has grown 30% over the last year. Tutoring, already a massive business. Online schooling, it was getting big before we all heard of Zoom. Think about what these numbers look like now. So, we're positioned right in the middle of these trends. For a $7 cup of Theory coffee a day, what if I could get your kid a year of core courses for their high school? And then you can add on to tutoring and independent grading as you desire. Goodness. And guess what? Once you're in our ecosystem, you can then complete a full course, your whole academic career with us. Whether you want to or not, it doesn't matter. Pay for what you want. Pay for what you need. Our future roadmap, we need 6 months in order to put together existing tech solutions that exist in the market in order to get things done. In 3 years, this is what we're looking at. There's a ton of money in education, and we can find a way to make it work for all.
All right, time's up! I have one thing to say. I refuse to give up my theory that I will willingly give up my Starbucks.
Okay, so comment and then a question. So yes. I'm a homeschool kid. I graduated. My mother homeschooled all 4 of her children, and now I work for the public school system. So I'm standing with a foot in both camps here. Did you consider including any sort of a cooperative connectivity component to this? So I understand that your primary platform is to provide the education resources, right. But from an equity standpoint, there are a number of parents that simply can't stay home with their children and homeschool them full time. So is there a way to connect families so maybe they can do the pod building and share responsibility?
If multiple folks enroll in the same course together, they could collaborate then and go through the course together. Here's the great solution here. We know what the state standards are, and those are already made. What we're allowing now is the market, the individual teachers, to create individual learning experiences. That one, I also work in the higher ed system, and I'm glad you commented. That is a great solution. There are 100 other ways, and we just need to let parents pick the one that works best.
Yeah, that's great. I love this. I'm wondering, how are you going to get the teachers? Was that because we started to see numbers?
Right.
Yeah, but what's your plan to get teachers and so on?
The teachers are the most important. We have to retrain them on this paradigm. So we did a lot of thinking on this. Number one, you have to look towards the top list of who are the best teachers, and particularly since COVID, there are even news articles about which teachers are standing out in this online format. But regardless, we already know we have to put together our own training program and orientation to show them how to work online at scale but still be involved with the kids. So hiring is key, you're absolutely right.
So it showed 3.5 million as.
Yes. Whoops.
So how did you get to that number? And that seems like a lot of money.
Sure.
Can you do something before that, or do you have to wait to get that amount of money?
So, as I'm sure your fellow judge can attest, there's a lot of money in higher education at all levels, but that all tends to go away really, really quick. It's a very resource-intensive business. We're much better positioned because, number one, we're online, and we're not owning any of the resources here. We're merely the platform that's connecting them. So can we get to 3.6 million? Absolutely. That's just based on our subscription services. We also did a little bit of financial modeling about what if we don't provide tutoring at cost, but also get a cut from our contracted tutors as well. That's where this number can start going pretty crazy.
Are the classes live?
It depends. Some teachers might want to have recorded sessions, some might want to do them live, and they can set their own price points for each. So parents can choose from a variety of different formats, but they know that Class A reaches to learning outcome number 3.27, and all of the courses that do that precise thing and are graded on those qualities can be compared. So it's a rigorous marketplace, but also very flexible. People learn differently, and we want to give them that choice.
All right, good job.
Talked about it to death this weekend, but one thing I want to let you know, there's something called an SBIR grant or an STTTR grant. This is where the government gives you money to make your idea happen for free. It's a prize, if you will, it's a grant. So if you have something that's super innovative that is inherently risky, don't know if it's even possible risky, not starting a new app, everything's risky. But figuring out how to bind molecules or I don't know. Well, yeah, I'm not smart enough to give you an example. I'm very smart, not in this way. Give myself some kudos. I'm a smart person. Anyway, so the SBDC, we are about to partner with them on a very large push. If you guys are inventors and innovators, come talk to us. We have a big push on the SBIR grants. David Walker, the director of the SBDC, has seen over $25 million in awarded in SBIR grants for people who he has helped with the application. So if you know about the SBIR, or if you don't, and this sounds like something you want to hear more about, contact your local SBDC. All right, now for the important part. Todd, can you help me? Can you help me right now? On Friday night, I had to be the hype man. Now the hype happens itself.
The crowd learns quickly. Is it my turn? Do I take over from now? Okay, so what's that? Organizing team. So this could not happen. So This could not happen without a lot of work. We started working on startup games probably in about May of this year. It is a lot of work, so it's not just Megan and I, it's this whole team. So we have Andrew Hewitt, who is in here somewhere, probably. Andrew, you're back there.
Andrew Hewitt is the one that gave you the free domain!
Matthew Christensen, who was on my winning team, my work 4 years ago. Andrew Montesi. Andrew Montesi. Monty, we call him Monty. Monty.
Run.
All right, we're just come on up, yeah.
Come on up.
Jordan Allen, myself, of course, Aaron Hull, right there, who fed you all weekend long. David Walker, the director of our local Small Business Development Center, who's working with us on the SBR grant, a lot of other things. And of course, we cannot do anything without our leader, Megan Spalding. No, she's leaving. Megan not only MC the weekend.
This is not about me. This is not about me.
Yes, it is. No, this is it right here. Right now it's about Megan. So she not only be our facilitator this weekend, but we all did a lot, but Megan did like 90% of all the work leading up to this. All the communication, all the social media, all the graphics, the pitch deck. She did it all. So one more time, a round of applause for Megan Spalding. It is a stressful event. Megan is joking. It is a lot of work. I've done a few of them. In a new venue, this is exceptional. So, Megan, great job. Not just on this event, but every day. She's
Sorry, can I
she's
say
awesome.
something? You guys
She can
don't
talk
know.
about
I'm a huge Ted Lasso fan. Is anybody watching? Anybody know the Roy Kent? Roy Kent. He's there. He's every effing-where. I was talking to my husband, and I was like, what would it take to get a crowd of people? Just thank you. You've made my dreams come true. I got to pick out my flowers because I have more people to thank. You want to start?
Yeah, so last minute, I just want to point out Mama Sherry's Kombucha. She hooked it up on Friday night. That was awesome. Friday and Saturday, so you can get her all around town. Most well known at Theory Coffee Roasters, Mama Sherry on tap. Obsidian IT, of course, saved our bacon along with Lisa Ludovici with Charter Spectrum to be able to get a circuit installed within like a couple days was amazing. Seek Live DVB, Eddie back there with the cameras, all the gear, it was amazing.
Can we get a cheer? Do we have a cheer for Eddie? I need a cheer for Eddie.
Let's go, Eddie!
And of course, we can thank Viva Downtown once again. And by the way, they also told me where the air conditioner is because it was really hot Friday night. And I hope you guys aren't hot anymore. Okay.
Blake, where is he?
Blake's not here. Oh, you're there!
I was blind faith trusting that Aaron was telling me the truth that you were here. Blake.
By the way, they're deliberating right now, so we're going to get an answer pretty soon.
Blake is our Viva Downtown rep.
Well, I was in the room with the judges, and one of the mentors said something that really stood out to me, and I think they've already been saying this. This has been the secret society of the Oddfellows Grand Temple Room since 1888. And it's exciting to see Reading's future entrepreneurs be the first group to check out this space since we've made this available to the public. want to say thank you to Shasta EDC, Startup Reading, all of the businesses that were involved, our downtown businesses, the Chamber of Commerce, and for everybody, all of you were great tenants these last 3 days for utilizing the space and showing the actual potential of what can happen in our Reading as we move forward. So, thank you guys for everything.
I just have to give you some major props right now because you and your team are the most helpful, collaborative, wonderful people to work with that I could ever imagine. And I'm so thankful for you. It's so great that we're a block apart. Isn't that great? Isn't that great? We get to do all the things together, and I'm just so thankful for you and your team. You guys have been really great. You guys have no idea. I mean, from mopping the floor, to taking out the trash, to showing up in the morning saying, what do you guys need? Just the most amazing servants I could ever imagine, and I'm just so thankful. Thank you, Blake, and all of your team. Amazing.
Thank you guys.
Sorry guys, check on them real quick, some logistics. Sorry guys, 1 second, I'm gonna entertain you some more. Okay. Okay, so of all of our organizing committees members, we like to really show a special thanks. Has she already left the room? Probably, because she's a freaking hard worker. To our MVP of the organizing committee this weekend, the one who fed you and made sure you had beer and wine and kombucha. Someone make sure she comes back. Dream team. You heard it here first. Thank you, Erin. We could not do it. Erin is the Reading Chamber of Commerce. Seriously, you guys literally would not be fed. I didn't even check in on her. I didn't even know what was going on. I was like, I hope they're eating, but I don't know. Okay, this is not the winner. I'm sorry. I put winner on a slide, and now you guys are really excited. I hope not. I hope Todd got the memo as to what winner this is. On our organizing committee, we had a little competition. We had a competition of who could sell the most tickets. And so we're going to announce that winner. This is my brother! Mike Christensen, come on up! I did promise alcohol to those who can sell the most tickets, and I texted their wives and asked them what they think. But I also have to mention, we have another organizing member who only lost by once, which was semi-arguable, who hit the pavement, and also deserves some alcohol. Andrew Hill. You're welcome. I went to Liquor Barn where they have all kinds of alcohol and they have like 3 Malbecs. I'm like, come on, Andrew, you have to like the most hard thing to find. The whiskey was easy. There's like 3 whole aisles of it. Okay, so gosh, we're gonna play some music in a second, but just like I don't even know that we want to get to this yet. When are the important slides that we don't know yet. We're waiting for the memo, so, okay. What?
What happens after work?
What happens? They have been awesome. So, we want to leave this place better than we found it. So whatever, Aaron will kick your booties. It's really my job to make sure that happens, but if she sees you throwing trash around or like being rude to be with employees, if I see you, actually we'll all kill you. We won't. That's illegal. But we'll consider it because these people are so good to us and to our community. So, once we announce our winners and we all have some fun, I'm going to ask that you go down to your workstations, you pick everything up. And what happened to my slides? As a reward for picking everything up, we're going to give you more alcohol. There's going to be an after party at Shameless O'Leary's. I said we'd give you more alcohol. I don't actually know how that tab works. We'll figure it out. It's a startup. We figure it out as we go. Point is, if you clean up, you can hang out with us for a little bit longer. It's going to be fun, I promise. I think, like, maybe we'll just put on music until the judges get done, because I thought I was going to fill up that whole space, but we still don't know. That's a lot. You guys must have really good pitches. They had to think about it for a long time. So we'll be back soon. Do not go anywhere because you could win and not know. And winning is important. I would not be here if I did not win. Is there a question? Here's a question. What do you win? Hey, actually, I just got a text about this. Okay, first off, can I just say the ultimate bragging rights are what you win. And bragging rights in this town go a long way. But we also will win a Theory gift card. And also, you are going to win an innovation workshop for an innovation boot camp hosted and sponsored by, I don't know how to say that. How do you pronounce it, Lisa? Phenomenally. Sorry. An innovation firm that is currently working with the executive teams at, you guys are going to want to hear it. It's an important brand. Disney. And you're going to win the picnic basket from Pick and Basket. So you get an innovation boot camp with Lisa Kim, and working with the executive team at Disney. You'll win a partner, and she will be partnering with Andrew Montesi of Apira Marketing. Super valuable, so that's something that you're going to get as the winners. Very exciting. Along with your picnic basket and your Theory gift card. Mostly bragging rights, that's the most important thing. And the innovation workshop, that's pretty freaking brand. She's even fancier. I could probably put a lot more brand names behind that. Yeah, we have another. We're just gonna keep creating content for you. I got some more content for you. I have another important announcement. I touched on it earlier in between pitches. It's John Valenzuela. He's gonna tell you a little bit about our. We have the course that I told you about. He has something else to tell you about, and then some.
Hey, I saw an opportunity, a little time here to tell you a little shameless plug about what we're doing. We recently started a Ruby meetup. Some of you may not be familiar. Ruby is a programming language. It happens to be one of my favorite. I've worked professionally as an engineer for about, well, over 15 years. Ruby is one of my favorite languages. And last year, we did a couple classes through the Shasta EDC in Startup Reading, and we taught Ruby on Rails. And Nelson here is one of the students. Jordan actually was one of the students right there. I don't know anyone else.
Oh, sorry, my mic is hot. I'm gonna hold it out there. John. John was here earlier. One of your students who now.
So Michelle
what does John do
Goder,
now?
the chair of the Shasta EDC, when she heard about the Ruby on Rails class, she said, "Hey, son, you should check this out." John Goder came to the class. He was a UCLA grad in biochemistry, been working professionally, self-taught C++ programmer, was working at DataRay. Took our class. He was one of 2 hires that Huntress Labs, a company I'm now working at, hired. John Goddard is now a lead engineer for one of our teams. And I don't think he'll be afraid or embarrassed for me to tell him he's doubled his salary in a year. And
double.
So there's lots of opportunity. And we're no longer a startup, but we're a fast-growing company anyways. We just started a Ruby meetup that's meeting in the atrium, just a couple doors down. We're going to be meeting on the 2nd Wednesday of every month, 6:30 to 8. You can go on to meetup.com and find Shrug, Shasta Ruby User Group. And so we're going to be teaching a class through the Shasta EDC in Startup Reading. And it's going to be kicking off at the beginning of the year. It's going to be a Ruby programming language class. And the focus here is not going to be so much on Ruby on Rails, which is a web framework, but we're going to be teaching the fundamentals of programming. So if you feel like you want to get into programming, don't know where to start, this could be your ticket. So we welcome you to come check us out at Shrug, and also if it's something you're interested in, we'd love to have you enroll in the class. We'll have more details coming shortly.
We will have read our email. Nelson got a job out of this class. Programming. Oh, yeah. Can I make before I do the big announcement, I'm going to make the kind of also big announcement. I'm going to leave you up, but I did just get news that innovation workshop is going to be, the space is going to be sponsored by Theory, and we're going to have Theory Coffee on tap again. True, Sam, is this news to you? It's happening. This is intentional. Okay, he did. I hope so. I got a text and he looked at me like he was a little surprised. I guess he wasn't expecting me to announce it. But more Theory Coffee. And now we apparently have a really big surprise that I'm going to be surprised about because I don't know what it could possibly be.
Does it?
It's on.
Me.
Yeah, who are you?
You know New York, you need New York. You know you need New York. Okay. So.
Who are you?
My name is Aaron.
And where do you live?
The multiple Aarons in the room. I am also a Reading-born founder of multiple companies, so I associate and understand almost anybody who's done that in this room. And also currently the COO of the Adventure Challenge. So, this weekend was super inspiring to see everybody in those rooms going through blood, sweat, tears, confusion, fighting, and just honestly a lot of anxiety and stress trying to get these ideas up on the board. And I want you to realize something very important, that you are the future of this city. You are... When we talk about how great Reading could be, it's built on how great you are as founders.
True.
So, the winner of this competition, Adventure Challenge, is going to sponsor $1,000 to the winner as a startup fund for your idea.
Keep the microphone.
Oh no.
I'm sorry. What's happening?
Well, I'm giving the winner $1,000.
He's
to
giving
invest in their
the winner $1,000. How much equity are you talking? None. He's taking 0 equity.
Maybe a cookie. I like cookies.
Maybe a cookie? You want a cookie?
I don't know. Isn't it law in California there has to be an equitable exchange? I'm not sure. Doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, maybe, yeah, like he wants a cookie. You heard the man. He wants cookies and probably some alcohol.
And on that note, you know me too well.
Guys, that was news to me. Oh. Dang. The Adventure Challenge being so incredibly generous with us. They've already sponsored this event. It's not like they're like, oh yeah, here's an extra $1,000. They've already spent money on this event. And so what happened, because that did not exist before tonight, what happened is they heard your guys' pitches and they said, we believe in you. Aaron has more to say, he always does.
No. Okay, so we've cheered for a lot of people so far, and it's been really cool, and I love it. And people like Aaron and Megan and Todd and all the people is amazing. But can we give one epic cheer for all the founders and the people who contributed to Startup tonight?
Alright, so the next Adventure Challenge, the next fastest growing company in Shasta County, you guys have my email because you had to send slides to it. Alright? I have other emails too, one's with my name. But that one goes to me, hello@startupwriting.com or megan@shastaedc.org. Wherever you send it, we want to help you. Let's put some music on. I've been talking for a really long time. Let's party until the judges come back. I was trying to make it. Guys, go get some more drinks. There's some wine and other things out there, and I'll make sure you know it when the judges come back. How about that?
something and create it together.
Everybody's excited for this. Like Reading's ready for the next level to kind of grow up, and our startup community feels like the next step for us for sure.
The condensing like your life's passion into 10 minutes is one of the hardest things I've ever done. I understand more about the heart of my business than I ever would have got if I hadn't signed up for this process.
I've never seen this much energy in a meeting like this, and it is a total blast.
The winner is going to be RAMP.
The big idea and to be able to deliver it in a way that other people get it, it makes me really happy.
You also have received an investment.
Life and energy into my vision for the business.
I actually feel like I accomplished something. I prepped a lot for it, probably work a couple half days and then get right back into it on Monday morning.
Where's Kyle? I demand a refund. Kyle? 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 Where's Kyle? Kyle, I demand a refund on Quiet Coyote. It is not as effective. If everyone can hear me, clap once. If everyone can hear me, clap twice.
This rat took so long.
If everyone can hear me, clap once. You can click on one. My thought didn't take on. Can you try to Guys, nobody wants to know the winner. Let's all go home. Judges, you can go home. Nobody wants to know. They keep talking. Just go ahead, leave. They don't want to know. They're still talking. What the heck? We've done so much clapping and so much talking. Wait, how many slides do I have until it announces some stuff? It's the next one after Aaron? You promise? Don't click twice. I can click once. I'm not going to click at all. I don't even know. Guys, I don't even know right now. Yeah, let's give Aaron another round of applause. Okay, guys, I didn't even I ran to the stage when I saw the judges coming up so that I could be here and announce the winners as fast as possible, and now I'm talking loud. So I don't even know. I think we're going to start with third runner-up, second runner-up. Third place, second runner-up. It's like the cousins things, right? Like the third cousin 5 times removed. Yeah, it's very confusing. Third place. Oh, there is another slide. We're safe. Can I get a drum roll? Okay, whatever.
All right.
Okay, we're gonna go to runner-up.
Wait, hold on.
No, we're doing
Do I get to
pictures.
say something?
Oh, yeah, that's a great idea.
The
Say
judges
something.
get to say something about everybody.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry.
They're taking pictures. They're not focused on me right now. All right. So Migo Hunt, are you guys open to changing your name? No, I'm just joking. Just joking. So I'm a fisherman, but I'm not a hunter, so I could be a target for customer. So I really resonated with the ability to learn how to hunt, not just fish. And also, you guys had a product. We saw your app that was definitely was pretty sophisticated. And for all those reasons, we think you guys have an opportunity with your business, Migo Hunt. Thank you for pitching. Thank you for presenting.
They were passing the mic. I thought Ben was going to speak. But instead, we're going to announce the runner-up. All right, so second place, can I get another drum roll? I still don't know.
All right, guys. Part of the reason we chose this is it felt like you really highlighted the ability to market it well. And I actually think that there could be some virality around this. Because it gets everyone's attention. You're like, wait, you're attached to the... My first thought was, because I thought you were saying just buy this and wear it around the house. I was like, oh, that will not work. But eventually, when I saw it was an event, I was like, oh, I could see people getting pretty crazy about that. So, yeah, I think it's a great idea, and you went over all your bases with the analysis and stuff. So, good job, guys.
Congratulations, guys. Now I want to give a speech about how everyone's a winner, and you truly are. Truly, the proof is in the pudding. I don't think that Gabe's team won the year they did it. I'm looking for validation. Gabe's team did not win, did they? Your son. They didn't win. Yet who has $1 million in funding? Okay, that's all I have to say. Everyone's a winner. You can all make millions of dollars. But tonight there's only one. Only one winner. I'm really hoping that there's an in-between slide. Okay, thank goodness. That would have been really anticlimactic. Because these guys walk in the room with the Innovation Lab from Music Ed, with some beer and coffee, gift cards, and $1,000 from the Adventure Challenge.
I really wanted to start with our judging criteria. I think is super important. We talked about business model, customer validation, execution, and design. And I think ultimately, it was a real struggle because I think all the charisma from all of each of the pitches was amazing. But ultimately, when we took all this into account, and remember, this is coming from, 5 different people, 5 different backgrounds, different age ranges, different demographics. Ultimately, we found that you guys, exceeded in all those areas. One last thing I want to put in, and part of the judging wasn't about this, but the charisma of the leader, and I don't know your name. What's your name? Curtis. The charisma of Curtis and his support from his team that was very well witnessed when he rolled up is amazing. And quite frankly, the idea is huge. And I could put a lot of zeros behind the actual amount of money you would need to pull it off, but that's not why we're here today. But while I say that, kind of on the questionable side, I would also say the one thing that's not here today is talking about leadership. And so when I invest in leaders. I invest in people. And ideas, I've always said this, are a dime a dozen, right? I have a whole book of ideas. I have around 125 ideas right now, and they're all brilliant. And they could all make almost anyone a millionaire, which in turn creates a tremendous amount of value for all those people around you. So it's not me-centric, but it's people-centric. But ultimately, it takes someone to execute those ideas. So you guys at Pigeons, amazing, good job. Man, I hope the best for each of you. Thank you. Congratulations.
No, honorable mention.
You go and then I'll go.
I'm gonna go because it's about them. All right, one thing I saw, I saw it from all of you, to be honest, but they really changed their pitches from what happened this morning, and I said, you guys lost your fun, and what happened? He came out and said, let's make marketing fun again. And I said, that's a guy who can listen to some feedback, and I'm not a judge here, but
You're kind of judging.
I'm judging. They kicked me out of the room. They said I didn't have a say, but good job to all the teams. Now we have one more super important thing. You guys can go ahead and...
The judges made a rule. We wanted to bring up an honorable mention.
Yes.
There was a team
They made
that rose to the top as
Is it
well.
on a slide?
So I don't know if it's on a slide. I don't think it's on a slide. Yeah, we wanted to throw some fun in there. Will the Free Think team please come mentioned, there was some criteria that we used, and I know you were all kind of hanging out up here killing time, so you know how long we deliberated over this decision, but we just wanted to take a moment as judges to say that your concept was excellent. The passion that you showed for ensuring that families and children have the opportunity to access education in whatever modality works for them was inspiring. And we do wish you best of luck moving forward. So, thank you.
All right, so guys, thank you guys so much. Congratulations to Pigeons. Congratulations to all the teams. Should be super proud of yourselves. This weekend is not easy. I was going to put up a slide. Can I have some slides? Can I have my slideshow back? You guys did so much work, and credit goes to each and every one of you. For real. Like, I know there's only one winner, and Todd says that if you're not first, you're last. But I say, if you're not first, you're still a winner, and you can still make $1 million bajillion. Yeah, I think that would be nice. Go ahead.
I just wanted to, first of all, thank the judges. Thank you for hearing our team. I wanted to thank Megan for allowing us to, for giving us harsh feedback and pushing us to actually pivot and bring our heart to the table. Thank you, Monty, and our mentors for guiding us. Thank you for all the mentors that have spoken over us this weekend. Thank you, Sam, for letting us partner with you. This has been an amazing weekend, and I wanted to thank this team. It's like, I can't even explain it. God literally brought some of the brightest minds that I've ever worked with. Prior to this, and prior to coming to Reading, I owned my own company in New York City, and then I was the head of people operations for tech startups down in the Bay Area, and I will say that every single one of you, if we go forward with this, I want you all on the team. You all contributed so much, and none of this was possible. It was just an idea without you guys. So, yeah, thank you.
Wait. We're going to get everybody in a picture right now. Everybody's squeezed. Get a quick picture. But first off, all the judges up here. I have a really important question. To squeeze in with that. I have a really important question. Which is better, Reading or New York City?
Ready.
Right, I don't even care if you lied. That's the right answer. Thank you so much. All right, judges, squeeze in on the side. Do we have all of them? All right. I have nothing but my iPhone right now, but here we go. Thank you so much. Here we go, champion. 1, 2, 3. Don't blink. I'm going to try it again. 1, 2, 3. All right, rope it up. 1, 2, 3. All right, thank you so much. Guys, real quick. Can I not? No? Lisa. Guys, we just got an announcement. Guys, this is what happens when you don't plan prizes. When I won, we didn't plan prizes. And I still didn't get a prize. But tonight, Lisa has extended the innovation workshop and lab to the top 4 teams. So those top 3 and the honorable mention get that lab with Lisa and Monty. The innovation lab again, she's worked with Disney. Give me some other brand names. There's more than that. She's humble. Who is Lisa? Who is she? Lisa Gunn. I tried to get her on stage. She is very humble, but she is very fancy. This is a big deal.
So I work in innovation consulting. We're working right now with the executive team at Disney. We're building an innovation roadmap, casting vision for 5 to 10 years out of what Disney would look like in culture and media. We're doing a 7-week accelerator with them. And so we're going to create like a condensed 1-day innovation workshop for the winning team that'll be complimentary, and then the top 4 will be able to attend it.
All right. Gosh, thank you guys all again to our generous sponsors, to our generous last-minute prizes. And we are going to go ahead, if you guys can stack up your chairs, so fold up all the chairs, stack them up,